Okay. Hello, everyone. How you going? Super chuffed to be down here in Docklands to bring you a walk through the Repair Cafe as part of the National Sustainable Living Festival. This is actually one of the last, if not the last event of what's been an amazing month of events. So for those of you, well, actually, before I begin, I'd like to start by saying, acknowledging the country that I'm on, acknowledge the elders past, present and emerging, and recognise that everything we do in a repair cafe is about recognising materials which come from the land, they come from country, they need to be understood, appreciated, recognised, taken responsibility for. And a repair cafe is all about caring for country. So I'd like to acknowledge this country we're on and acknowledge that we can all make amazing, simple decisions, simple choices that change how we use materials. So come on, let's head in. And the first person that we're going to speak to is Jeanette, because it's nice to be able to give you an idea of the background of how this repair cafe began. But before we do, let's just go for a quick run, have a look at some of the stuff that's going on. So we've been repairing, what are we repairing here? Just push in and have a close look, don't worry about me. What are we repairing here?
We're having a look at whether there's actually power getting from the outlet through to where the bulb normally goes.
Oh, so it's a bit of a light repair.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, over here, we've got Beck and Gwen, and they're going hard on the sewing repairs because clothing waste is massive. So we're going to come back and have a chat in a little while, Beck and Gwen. And I got a pair of my garden gnome pants that I need a couple of patches on. Everyone needs their pencil sharpener, perfectly good pencil sharpener that could keep sharpening many more pencils. And Ian here has brought it back to life.
You wouldn't believe it. Laid blocks just in there. There's a tiny gap in there.
Oh.
It's not touching the pencil anymore. Just
oh.
The bottom. And what's that? It's a spare blade.
Yeah. Oh, so there was so all it needed was the blade replacing because it was blunt and then it was missing the pencil. So as you push it in, nothing was happening. That's fantastic. Good on you, Ian. This is close to my heart. Perfectly good watering cans. Got many years of watering. Not the most expensive model. So, of course, it's just cheaply put together and this has come off. And Bruce here is having a crack to repair it and we'll come back and see how he goes in a little while. What's the plan?
Well, we didn't have the right heat torch to silver solder it, so we're going to try an epoxy putty.
Oh, okay. There we go. Let's come back and check this out. And over here, this is one of those little clothes drying horses that has a retractable gizzard innards, and Bin is busy sort of working on getting it to retract, bit like almost a lawnmower. Well, not that anyone uses lawnmowers like that anymore. They're mainly battery, but good on you, Bin. Well done on that. And let's make a start over here with Jeanette, because Jeanette, are you happy holding? Yeah. So Jeanette, it's lovely to meet you.
Thanks, Costa, and you.
Tell us a little bit. So we've got an audience out there who, hopefully might think, well, I don't have a repair cafe in my place. Tell us a little bit about the history of your repair cafe.
Well, this all started pre-COVID, and we realised, living in our vertical villages, as we like to call them, that we didn't have any way of repairing things. In fact, a lot of people here don't have cars, so they can't take things readily to places. So,
how high are the sort of blocks down in this part of Melbourne in Docklands?
My building is 42 stories.
Whoa!
So a lot of these buildings have over 1,000 residents in each area, and they have very little space to be able to do it. So they don't have garages. Typically, they have parking spots.
So few tools, few.
That's right.
There's no back shed.
Exactly. You've got to sell it before you come here. So But I mean, people do love living here, but there isn't a lot of facilities. So we thought before COVID, we had this plan to put on a vertical village waste market. So to be able to share with people how we could live more sustainably in our high lifestyle, we thought that was really important. So we got a repair cafe, and we got a toy library, and we got all different ways of how we could live in our vertical villages. But then COVID struck and everything was put on hold.
Yep.
So 2 years later, we got a phone call out of the blue about the Sustainability Living Festival, and they asked us if we had an idea, and we said, yeah, we do. It's got to be a repair cafe. So here's today.
And this is it. So Jeanette literally drove this idea.
Well, I planted the seed.
Yeah, well, that's it. Using the gardening analogies, I'm very happy with that. Actually, I'm very happy with that, Jeanette. And how do you feel looking around and seeing this come together?
It's great. It really is. You see a real cross-section of people here. And in fact, there are already conversations that are starting about who we can actually get here, because we've been helped a lot from St Kilda Repair Cafe. And we'd like people here to get involved with the repair side of it, as well as bringing their things along. So this is a great way of starting and building community, which is really needed in these areas.
When you look, have a look over here. Like when you look at what's going on, I mean, it's the conversations that really matter.
It is.
Because this isn't a case of, here, I'll leave that with you.
No.
Come back in an hour.
That's right. It's part of the ethos that you sit there, and if they can, they'll teach you actually how to repair it yourself. So particularly with the mending, and people are sitting there, and hopefully more conversations will come out of this. We might even spur on little groups as well.
Wow.
So, yeah,
well,
we're really excited about it.
Jeanette, thanks for, really illustrating that if you don't ask,
you don't get.
Yeah.
My pleasure, and thanks so much for your support as well. We really appreciate it.
All righty. Thanks, Jeanette.
Cheers.
Well, there you have a little bit of background on what happened was you had Jeanette here in a community. Think about it, 1,000 people in a building. That's a village. That's a small town almost. And she's gone, well, we've got to do something about the amount of materials that are probably being thrown away. And so now this repair cafe has been born. They've drawn on the skills and resources of the St Kilda Repair Cafe. And, of course, they put their hand out to the National Sustainable Living Festival, and it couldn't get better than that. Now, speaking of the National Sustainable Living Festival, where's... hey, Luke. Take the mic.
Costa.
So, everyone, this is Luke Taylor. Oh, I got my mic.
Oh, you've got your mic on. Okay.
So this is Luke Taylor. He's the, what's your title?
Director.
The director of the National Sustainable Living Festival. So he's got his eyes and hands on coordinating an incredible
Especially
range
on
of
you.
events. Yeah.
Especially on Costa.
And now we've got to the end of a month
Yes.
of events. For people watching this Repair Cafe broadcast,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this event?
I mean, I think this is a really great way for us to end this weekend in a way, because, it represents so much of what the festival is. It's about community. It's about really confronting the issues, but in a very practical and a living and lifestyle way. And that's what, the festival at the end of the day is all about. So I think this is great.
Yeah.
And we're rapt to see how many people have shown up today, to participate. But also, as part of the story, this is not just a one-off event. This is going to live on after the festival.
Yeah.
And that's what the festival is all about, is not just having one-off events, but putting something on the ground that's going to continue after the festival, ignite the passion and ignite the action that we need.
Yeah, and literally it's not a case of we've got empty nest syndrome. We want empty nest. We want these ideas to leave the festival.
Absolutely.
And live,
absolutely.
Find their home.
Yeah.
And grow.
Absolutely. I think that's a really great way of talking about it, that emptiness, because, for coming up for our 25th festival next year.
Hang on, hang on. There's
20.
a glitch in the transmission here. How many?
25 years. Yeah, so this is our 24th. Next year will be 25 years. And we like to think that, over the years, that not only has the festival been able to connect people, individuals, but spark off that local action, community hubs, sustainability centres, people that have gone off and started their own groups or own campaigns or projects and programs. So yeah, that's what it's all about.
That it's wonderful to think that these things, they are action, and that's really the building block of the festival.
Totally.
It's about action.
Yep.
People come down and they see groups, they see organisations, they see volunteers, they see ideas, and all you're ever doing is peddling that bicycle action.
Absolutely.
Pedal.
Absolutely.
Just go and do it.
Go and do it.
We can't be overwhelmed by the problems, and yes, there's a waste mountain, but how do we start to dismantle it? And
absolutely.
Right here, and I think the good thing about a repair cafe is that I see some of the repair cafes in Sydney and around the country, they then collect the data and say, we diverted X number of kilos of landfill.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, often, you might get some cynicism or skepticism around, how much effect can a festival really have, or how much can an exercise like this really have? But, if you are tracking the impact that it has, and then you're adding up all of the groups that are doing it, then you start to look at it and say, wow, here's a story about if we really mobilise, the country, which of course is what we need, right? We need a mass mobilisation of the community to be able to tackle the environmental and climate problems. If we're not taking it on to that level, we're in deep poo. So we've really got to take this on at a high level, mobilise, and as you say, translate, what's happening here and, the effect that it's having, and, quadruple that, 150 million times to, get to the end of the targets that we need to hit.
So this is one small step in that journey, and like with the children's toy libraries yesterday, they're growing and they're spreading, and today I saw council cleanup, and there's things that should be on the toy library, and in the toy library, which is that little building, that little room over there, is the toy library. Actually, Jack, do you want to walk in and just point the camera in the window? So for anyone that missed the broadcast yesterday, this is the toy library here in Docklands, and it's full of equipment, full of toys that otherwise would have gone to landfill because the family's moved on and they're throwing it out. So put that back to back with what we're talking about with Luke here, and suddenly you're seeing, imagine rooms of these toys being used over and over again. It's exciting. And if they do break a knob or a handle or a lever,
shift them out,
bring them over here and get them fixed. Well, Luke, anything you want to add in the context of the repair cafe, but also the festival and moving out of...
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little bit of an opportunity for me to thank everybody involved, I guess, because you rarely get the opportunity, to thank just the huge amount of community input, all the volunteers that have showed up today, the participants, the presenters, people like Costa that, donate their time to this cause. We are so ever grateful for the contribution. That the festival wouldn't happen. I mean, it survives off the back of the participation, the commitment, the enthusiasm, and the show up of people every year. And we are just like, this guy here is the most incredible guy for contribution to community. And I mean, I've actually got a question for you, Costa.
Yes.
Because I didn't get to ask it yesterday at one of your events, but I've never seen somebody who has a national profile like you do, and has an opportunity, I guess at with the exposure that you have, you don't have to commit yourself to supporting community organisations, but you seem to have this nose for authenticity.
It's a Greek one.
It's
a slightly
that's what I think it is. It's you search out, you seek out what's authentic in community, what's authentic in sustainability space, and you really want to support that. And as I've said, I don't know how to thank this guy for the work that he does for us, and of course he's the most humble guy as well. But I just want to, I really want to know what's behind that for you. Why do you dedicate so much of your time when you already have this huge national platform? But Costa will spend hours talking to anybody, individuals, and just regular community members.
I suppose, like, when I look at something like a repair cafe, the more I look and the deeper I look into the challenges, the more I see how, like, they are all connected. So a repair cafe fits into everything about reducing waste, but it also fits into community building. It fits into building biodiversity, because you build a more biodiverse community, then those people share other information and they share their passions. And their passion could be food, it could be gardening. There's someone fixing a watering can, but the conversation will go on. And then this is in a community hub where someone may see that there's a workshop this week on how to pickle and ferment. And then you realise that the gut is like the nature's microbiome, and we have a biome in here, and I can compare that to composting, and then someone needs their compost turner handle repaired, and so I can't help but see how it all meshes. So to be able to come and pedal the big wheel at a repair cafe or at a toy library, or talking rooftop bees, and if someone gets excited about bees, then you can talk to them about pollinators, and that it's about our native bees, and then how they connect to the flowers, and that our native bushland is so valuable. So each part is beyond just whether it's just gardening or whether it's just land care. It's like this big picture of caring for the whole, everything, like the land, the community, the lot. And if we put more love into it, then that will bring it together, because the science is in. What we need to do is declare that we care.
Absolutely.
And then the more that I declare that I care, then I show other people declaring that through bringing something or coming and volunteering. That'll keep me going for 7 lifetimes.
It's a really wonderful gift that you give community, and as I said, we struggle to know how to thank you.
Yeah,
and
you have.
And
that's more than enough. Thank you.
So look, we're wrapped. Another great year, and we are really looking forward to number 25 next year.
25.
Yep.
Unless you find the auto reset delete button, I'll be here. Thanks, mate. All right, we're rolling on now. We're going to do another little lap, have a look at what's going on, and then I want to have a chat to Kirsty. So let's have a look at this one. So this is the breadth of the repair. This is a CD player. Generally still working, but there's a technical issue, and I know there's nowhere it can hide. Tom has goggles, and he sees through. What do you reckon, Tom?
Oh, I reckon we either clean the laser, see if that makes it work. Otherwise, this is quite old, and it might actually have reached the end of its life. We'll see.
Time will tell. We're not writing it off. You never. This is all about bringing it back to life.
Giving it everything that we can. That's right.
Now, can I ask you one question, and then I'm going to leave you do the repair?
Yep.
What do you love about being a repair cafe? What do you call yourself?
Technician, I suppose.
Doctor?
Doctor. Firstly, I just like repairing things, bringing broken things back to life. I think that's it's great to see these things actually get a second lease on life and not get thrown to landfill. Right?
And you've had a hand in it.
And there's that too. I think that if I can apply my skills in this way, and if I can do a bit of good, then that's satisfying as well.
Thanks, Tom.
No worries at all.
Oh, now I didn't mention, everyone, that I've got Jack on the behind the camera. So big thanks to Jack, who's following me around, which is a very random and difficult task because she may never know where I'm going to go. But over here, John, what are you up to?
I've got a little simple repair of a watch here, which needs the end glued down. And I'm using contact adhesive to do it. She's going to have to wait 10 or 15 minutes for it to dry. And then it should be all right, and we'll put it together. I have to say to you, that's not the easiest repair I've had today.
Oh,
The easiest repair I had was someone who brought a lamp in, and all that was wrong was the globe had come unscrewed. It took me 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
And for me, that underscores the problem we've got, that people, even at that level, don't even understand how things work. So something so simple as that, they can't do themselves. I just find that staggering.
Yeah.
And it's really sad that we've ended up with a generation of people who just don't know how to repair anything, even screwing a globe in.
Yeah, well, it's almost that we've got a situation where the repairs, there's no repair departments. When something doesn't work, it's broken, so you get another. But wonderful that you're able to impart a new outlook.
Yeah, I mean, it's partly an education. Can I just tell this lady something?
Yeah.
This has got to take 10 minutes to dry.
John, so that watch band could, it's got to dry a little bit in the air so that then when John clamps it, it'll become tacky. Otherwise, if you just do it wet, it's just going to there'll be too much moisture and they'll take much longer to dry, won't it?
No, it's designed to have two surfaces that are put together
And then
when they
bang,
dry.
yeah.
It's a contact adhesive. But just to remind me of the question again, would you? I've pulled a hard one there.
What were we talking about?
It was about the education thing, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How did you feel?
As far as I'm concerned, all right, the part of this process is an educational one. So what we do, I normally run the St Kilda Repair Cafe, and what we demand is that people come and watch their repair being done, because we want them to see that things can be repaired, and ideally that how they can be repaired, and really encourage children to watch, so they don't get the idea that something goes wrong, you throw it away and buy another one. We can't go on like that. We can't go on wasting our resources, our precious resources, and just throwing things away because they stop working. And we've got to persuade manufacturers to make things repairable. Now, that's a hard job because they make money by people throwing things away and buying another one. So it's an educational process, it's a political process. We're just making a start. I mean, this is a small beginning, and at least some people are beginning to understand that this is worth doing.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
And thanks for the work you do at St Kilda Cafes. Anyone down in Melbourne, come down and meet John at the St Kilda Repair Cafe. And like you said, there's layers to it. We can contribute with our actions of getting our things repaired, but equally we can follow groups like these repair cafes and then put our voices behind the right to repair, which is a current campaign to put in place the right for repairs that they are part of the landscape, that businesses are accountable. They cannot just say 3 months, then finish. That kind of throwaway ethos that John is talking about. And then we can make pressure as consumers to say, this is a hoax. You have purposely put in plastic gears so that this is obsolescence built in. And we need to showcase that, we need to uncover that, and we need to say to businesses, no more. We don't want it. do the proper thing. So thanks, John. Following up on the, there it is. Have a close look in there. Bruce has this is going to live, breathe, and water again. How long have you had it?
Oh, well, I've got 4 or 5 like that. The others, was my dad's watering can. This one was my sister's one.
Yeah.
She's passed away, but she would have had it for 20 years. My dad's one would have been 1950s. I need to get that fixed
as well.
Now as well, but
Bruce.
I didn't bring it in because I couldn't bring it on a bicycle.
We'll know where you are as you're riding down Punt Road with 4 watering cans. Wow, isn't that beautiful? And look at the patina on that. Like that's years of off. Like I'm sure paint namers would love to get hold of that and call it, Parisian late sunset or something. Anyway, maybe. But Bruce, congratulations. Nice job.
Charlie
supplied the
Oh, hang on. Come in, Charlie.
We looked at a few different. Well, Bruce was looking at a few different solutions to solve this, and I overheard from my table of operation, and came across with some kneadable epoxy, and we needed a little sausage of epoxy, and Bruce wedged it in there, and it's probably a better repair than the soldering might have been. So it's waterproof and it's already set and it's ready to go.
And I think what you've seen here is that there is cross collaboration from table to table. You're not just going to one canister. You're not just going to Bruce's canister and just drawing purely on Bruce's expertise. Bruce is throwing his 2 bobs worth in on John, and Charlie's sort of noticed something and said something here, and Ian comes up with an idea. This is a wealth of practical pooling. Yeah.
Pooling our skills and sharing and caring and repairing. All of that.
Can I rewind to the second word you said?
Caring?
Yeah.
Caring.
Talk to me a bit about that.
A lot of this is about community and building, letting others know the resources that are available to them, person resources that are available to them apart from, buildings and things that they can buy. There's people resources that allow us to share our knowledge and help each other out. That's what it's all about.
I knew I was going to find all of that in somewhere. Bruce, what do you love about coming down to the cafe?
I just like that people are bringing things down that can be fixed instead of throwing them out and buying a new one and the old one's going to landfill. That's what I'm all about. Saving stuff going to landfill and keeping appliances working as long as they can.
Do you get a buzz when you sort of see something and then you have a little look inside, realise what needs to be done, and then you see it go out the door?
Yeah, you do. It's very pleasing and satisfying to fix something that otherwise would have been thrown out. It's I must have the oldest working vacuum cleaner in Melbourne, I think, at home. It's about 20 years old. So I just want to keep everything going as long as it can.
So every time that vacuum cleaner sort of says, I'm going to retire, you go, we've just lifted the age of retirement.
That's right.
20 years.
Yeah.
And then it goes to 20, and then you go, 25 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks, mate.
This has had at least 3 owners. This has had at least 3 owners because my sister got it from a hard waste collection neighbourhood on the Major Street.
So
Then she
unknown
had it,
source,
and then
unknown
I've had it.
DNA, and then into your family.
That's
And
right.
I think
I'll hand it on to my grandchildren.
so. I think that's kind of like squatters' rights. So all previous DNA is now transferred to your family, and you're passing it down the lineage.
That's what we need to do. That's what we used to
That's
do.
beautiful.
Instead of the throwaway economy.
Yeah, that's it.
Crazy throwaway economy. Yeah.
Look at that. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Hey, Jack, how's your arm going? Do you want to put it on the tripod for a while, or are you okay? No, Jack's okay. Every time we come past, Tom has the next random. So this
Next random item. So here we have a soda stream, which apparently isn't gassing properly. So we're just going to get a full bottle of water, give it a try, see what it's doing, and then once we can see what the actual fault is, then we'll start to try to figure out what's causing it.
Tom, go hard. We'll be back. We'll be back. It's sort of like reality TV, this one, where we go away and we say, let's leave Tom now for a word from our sponsors. And our sponsor over here.
Sponsor?
And where do we want to set up? Is it a bit? How's the crowd? How do you feel about the ambience? Are you hearing our speakers clearly? What's the general response there, Jack? Are we coming through loud and clear, or is the background noise?
No comment yet.
No comment.
Well, you know what?
We'll take no comment as a positive.
Right?
Yeah, they would be commenting. Or do you want to sit down over there, or what do you reckon? Oh, maybe I reckon with the. What if we have this in the background? Because I think so. We'll come around this way, and we can come out a little bit. Shoot that way. And that way we're just out of the noise, so it's not as much of a hum.
Okay.
Loud and clear. Oh, good. So, everyone, this is Kirsty Bishop-Fox. She is part of the National Sustainable Living Festival organising team. Tireless worker on all different projects, talks, workshops, the lot. Kirsty, tell me a little bit about the Repair Cafe and where it fits into the program.
Well, right from the start of doing the program, and did Luke speak about the program across the month? Shall I mention that?
You can mention it. You mentioned a bit of that, but you
yeah.
can.
Look, we had to change the festival this year. We couldn't have one big day, one big event with loads and loads of people here. So we've had pop-up events across the month, across the city of Melbourne. And Repair Cafe was an idea that we had floating. And I think you've spoken with Janet before, yes?
Yep.
And I had a call with her and said, well, what could you do? What could we do? What event could we put on for the community? And Repair Cafe it was. And it was great for me because I had this idea and I had someone who wanted it. And then I got a hold of Jason, who you'll speak to soon,
Yep.
I hope. You haven't spoken to Jason.
Yeah, Jason's over there.
Yeah, Jason's
Jason.
a community development a person for the Docklands area with the neighbourhood house. And he had this idea, he had this dream of having a repair cafe. It was a dream. And I've never spoken to anyone so excited about one of my ideas because it was his idea before it was mine. Yeah. And I said to him, if you can help us find a venue, then we can put it on. And that's exactly what happened. He helped us find a venue. He helped us find right here. And we worked together to coordinate the volunteers. I found them and he's told them when to come and he's set them up in there. And now he's running around with cake trying to feed them. So it's great. Yeah.
Luke summed it up nicely in terms of he was really chuffed about this being the
Well, it's a pilot.
Yeah.
So really, this is it didn't start. Well, it kind of did start this way, but it wasn't my idea to do it. It was just like, right, if we can help you do this and help you continue it. I mean, they're continuing it, but it's the help to start it.
Yeah.
And often I come across community groups, not so much in the festival, but with Zero Waste Victoria and as a sustainability consultant. They've got these great ideas, but they don't have the resources and the know-how to do it. And from my perspective, it doesn't take much. It's just knowing. It's having that network and putting the feelers out.
Yeah, to know that, like the hub here in the Docklands is a space where these, something like this can happen.
Yeah.
And then joining the powers of your networks, the Sustainable Living Festival's networks, Jason's networks, St Kilda Repair Cafes network, Zero Waste Victoria, all of these things.
Repair Cafe.
Oh, Mooney Ponds Cafe.
Yeah, that's Charlie.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie. Yeah. Well, you saw Charlie. He's sort of helped fix the watering can, which we were all gushing over, literally. Gushing.
I know.
Boom. Sorry, everyone. That's very.
He's not sorry.
That's beyond. That's beyond a dad joke. That's almost. I'm going to end broadcast.
Don't.
Leave broadcast. People will. No, don't leave. There's more good people to meet. Anything else you want to add to just the frame of the picture? I mean, I think it's really coming together. We've sort of just been sharing it with all of you, so you can see how it's happening.
I just want to put it out there, like if there isn't a repair cafe in your area, and do look them up because they're popping up everywhere, not just in Melbourne, but Australia-wide.
Yeah,
I
tagged heaps of them.
Worldwide, actually. It didn't start in Australia, but it's a worldwide movement. So have a look to see if you've got one. But if you're a repairer, offer.
We need you.
We do
we
need
need your skills.
And look, if you're electrical or something, we need you to be qualified. Yeah. But if you're a mender or a sewer or a handyman fixer, just clever at, repairing things at
Tinkerer.
home.
We need, hey, attention, tinkerers.
Yeah,
Tinkerers. Trained official tinkerers.
yeah. We moving?
Come this way. No, I'm talking to the tinkerers.
But it also ties into, do you want to touch on the right to repair?
We did start
you
to talk on
did.
that, but if you want to tell us a little bit about it because the right to repair I spoke to a little bit earlier, but just take
Was
the
that
platform.
so I can talk about it from a policy perspective.
Yes.
I've done some work with Zero Waste Victoria, and we actually, the Productivity Commission had an inquiry into the right to repair. So it's a national inquiry, and they really wanted to hear not just from the community, but also like the high level repairers, right from the farm equipment, right through to your watch and little things like that. And there's a term that goes around. They've changed the term. They used to call it planned obsolescence.
Planned obsolescence.
But now we're using the term premature obsolescence.
Ah.
I'll tell you why. I think it's quite good because the manufacturers say, we didn't plan it, it just happened. Premature, it might have been incidental, it might have been intentional, but nonetheless that's the result.
And see, that's important because if we're going to tackle this problem, we've got to tackle it from the top up and the bottom down.
Yeah.
And if the language isn't right and there's wriggle room, they're going to wriggle out of there.
We didn't plan it.
Yeah, we didn't plan it.
So I really like the term. It's not my term, but that's the term that I use now.
What was it?
Premature.
Premature
yeah, so
obsolescence.
early obsolescence. That's what it is, premature obsolescence. And, you just go back to, like, when I grew up, you could fix a toaster. You could fix a kettle. That was employment. That was a full-time position for people fixing those things. Yeah. And now these people who are virtually retired, it doesn't exist. Yeah. And it's got to exist. Yeah. And like, there's pros and cons. The $20 kettle to fix it can cost you $30. But it shouldn't cost you $30 because that cord is worth $2. Yeah. So it's also getting the prices of the parts to be, effective.
But even better, having a repair department for that company because people used to have loyalty to a company because they looked after you. Now it's just outside the 3 months, inside the 3 months, we'll send you a new one. Yeah. No, I don't want a new one. I want the one for work and not have premature obsolescence. See, I'm trying to get that in your mind.
You could say early obsolescence.
Early obsolescence.
But my local repair cafe is in Warrandyte, and I go there often. And I had my microwave; it just died on me a few months ago, and I thought I'll take it in, I'll see what happens. Didn't know what they could do, but they pulled it apart, and they said you need to get this part. They said it's probably going to cost as much as the new one, but try.
Oh, I'm sick of hearing that.
Well, it didn't cost as much as the new one.
Exactly.
But, they didn't know. These guys fix it. They don't deal with the parts. Years ago, they did. And so I had to do some research. I went to the company who I bought it from, and they weren't particularly helpful. They wanted my warranty, and I'm like, it's a 10-year-old microwave. You don't need my receipts.
Oh, hang on. Here it is. It's in my official warranty folder. Yeah. Not.
So anyway, eventually I got on the phone to someone. They said, try this place. It's statewide. I think it's parts or appliances, something like that. They're in. I'll have to put the link in later. And I approached them, and they had the part. It was easy. They sent it out to me, no worries. So I went back to the repair cafe. Literally, I had to drop it off, move my car, come back. By the time I was back, they were testing it. And it worked.
It was working.
That's all it needed. The part, I forget what it was, maybe $80. So to me, it was totally worth it. I was never going to throw that microwave out. Or it would have been, e-waste recycle, but I was never going to do that without trying.
No, good on you.
Yeah, and it took a bit of effort. We had a month without a microwave. I learned we can live without a microwave.
Of course, we won't open that can of worms. So, well, that's a great example of what can happen, and it kind of involves that little bit of a change in behaviour of like, yeah, okay, I'm going to go down this road. But when we get a right to repair covenant set, then all of that palaver won't make it a lot easier. Yeah. No, well, where can people help with that right to repair process and get behind it and help punch it along?
Well, I think if they contact the manufacturer, contact the retailer and let them know we want it. But even more so, when you buy something, look into it and go, right, how long is this going to last me?
Yep.
is the product built to last for 10 years, or is it got a 12-month warranty?
Yeah.
So we'll be lucky if it lasts 18 months.
14, yeah.
You know, so it often comes down with that purchase choice. Sometimes it's tough because you've got to pay more, but I'd rather pay twice the amount once than have to replace it every 2 years.
Yeah. And I'm going to show you, actually, I'm going to show you exactly that. Well, Kirsty, thank you.
Thank you.
Always a treat. Check out Zero Waste Victoria. Check out Sustainability Pathways. That's the space that Kirsty inhabits and does a huge amount of work. Check out the posts that they put up. There's really good connection to what's going on in waste avoidance, reuse, repurposing, recycling groups and everything. So, Zero Waste Victoria. Check it out. Thanks, Kirsty. All right. Hey, Jack, how's your arm? You sure? Okay. Who are we going to get on? Charlie. I got something for you. All right. Where's your table? Will we sit down? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll go. Where's your best for you? Right there, Jack. Okay, Charlie. This. I'll put that there. So this is exactly what Jack's using on the camera at the moment. It's a mount, which you can then mount onto your tripod. Basically, you put your mobile phone in there, and the idea was that you screw that to close it. But what happened was in there, I've put some tape on this because I needed to use it. But this is that case. Like, look at this thing. It's reasonably well made. It's sturdy. It should last forever. But they made this part plastic. So the sleeve onto which that screw went in, it's just stripped out.
Yeah, right, okay.
And it's finished. So I don't know what you can recommend.
Yeah.
And whether you think there's a chance to do something, but that's that premature obsolescence. All of this well built, except the moving part purposely designed in a way that it's going to just break.
Yeah, right. So that's really strange, isn't it? Yeah. So we can embed it in there and put some epoxy in there, and then wedge that back in, and it will set. It will work for a little bit further. But yeah, it's just a poor design. I mean, it's just a poor design for that main structural thing to be just embedded in plastic without it actually even holding through. So that's just sitting inside there. So I mean, it can pull out that side. If that screw head was all the way through this material, that might give it a better chance, but it's not doing that. So yeah, you're right. It's poor design, and yeah, if you could buy those spare parts, that might be a slight improvement, but better design is where things.
I mean, they've used metal. They've used metal
Yeah,
there, metal there,
exactly,
metal here. Yet they use that part as plastic. So that's one of those frustrating ones. Do you want to think about it for a while?
Yeah, I'm going to put a dab of epoxy of Arrow dipole or JB Weld in there, and then we'll push that through and clamp it together, and hopefully it sets
through here.
Through there. Yeah. Oh, well, we can unscrew that, so that will. So I'm going to do that separately, and then we'll embed that into that. I reckon we'll get that fixed.
Charlie. Okay, we'll come back.
Cool. Thanks.
All right, let's go and find Jason. Now, do you want to? Well, we get the tripod, and you can put it on the stand here for Jason. How's everyone going? Any comments? Sorry, I haven't been able to answer too many questions because I've actually been busy. All right, we're just going to put this on the mount. That's it. And Jack, you can just adjust this as you wish. There you go. And Jason and how's that look? Jason,
Costa.
how you going?
Doing all right, man.
I'll give you the mic,
That's so much power.
the official mic.
Now I'm terrified.
Actually, we'll get out of the. What if we get out of the corridor?
All right, let's do that.
I know what we'll do. We'll stand here. What if we stand here?
Yeah.
What's our max headroom like? Oh, just listen that up. Yeah, there you go. Jason,
Costa.
explain to everyone where you fit into the picture as a local. Are you part of the? Are you a sustainability? Are you the council?
I am the community development worker at Docklands Neighbourhood House, just down that way. And there's been a few community members that have been talking about the idea of a repair cafe since in the good old days before COVID.
Yeah.
Rocked everything. Jeanette Corcoran, who I believe you've already chatted to, has also been keen on it. And when Kirsty sort of contacted us late last year, it was basically an offer we couldn't refuse,
Yeah.
And offer that very few people could refuse by the looks of it.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, people have rolled up. There's been a lot of people turn up.
Man, it's been amazing. And just because I in particular and a lot of the Docklands residents that are down here are new at this sort of thing. The main thing that's blown me away has just been the support from the repair community. Guys from, I don't know if you've talked to them yet, but the guys from St Kilda repair community, there's guys that have come down from Moonee Valley. I think there was a guy that's come in from Faulkner today. It's just the support and the goodwill behind it is just, it's heartwarming, man.
Because I mean, as a community engagement, engagement is what you're about.
Exactly,
but
man.
You can talk about it, but this, we're seeing it.
Well, it's a practical demonstration.
Yeah.
Man, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been gorgeous, man. And like I say, there's no possible way we could have pulled it off without St Kilda Repair Cafe in particular, and Sustainable Living Festival. Man.
Yeah.
They've just been so good in, guiding and mentoring poor little old me through the whole process.
And what about the hub here?
On the hub,
How does that fit into your local community, which for some of you might have a community house, or it could be the library, it could be the council, it could be a myriad of things, but explain the hub a little.
Well, this goes, and I don't know if you've spoken to Terry, but the hub is basically, come in, Terry.
Come in, Terry.
I'm not going to sell you. You can sell yourself.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come in a bit.
Tell Costa about the hub.
Yeah, so the hub is owned by the City of Melbourne, but we the YMCA manage it. So I've been here for about 2 years. A lot of that has been in lockdown. So to see this place full, especially on a weekend, is just amazing. We're here for community engagement, and that's exactly what we've been able to do today. So it's amazing. Yeah, it's great. But we had the space, and you had the idea, and obviously we wanted to get involved. So here we are.
And community engagement is all about community, man. It's not something you do by yourself. You bring people together. You bring people with you for that sort of thing.
And to have this kind of a space that's, it's so multi-purpose. Yesterday we were here at the Toy Library. Today it's the Repair Cafe. You can literally pack it up. It's big.
And last week we had the natural dyeing.
Oh.
Yes.
So
people got to bring in their shirts, their pillowcases, and use natural dyes. It's amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
We're very versatile. It's been great, to just see so many different things. And we've definitely benefited from the changing way that the Sustainable Living Festival is running and to do pop-ups. It's nice to see people from actually in Docklands. Everyone from over Melbourne's come in here, but to get people from Docklands really involved and engaged has been really great. And it's what we've been trying to
Well, there's
do.
a massive hunger in the Docklands community for community events, for things that are run by community for community. It's there's a real hunger to get back out and get that sort of that sense happening again.
And what do you think are the main drivers? What do you think are the main things that are luring people, this kind of hands-on stuff?
Oh, look, I think we can't go past connection, as far as in general, as far as that sort of that hunger is concerned. But for things like this, look, I've been talking to people a lot about it today, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the idea that there's something fundamental we've lost in the last, I don't know, probably since my generation, since Generation X, of like a sort of self-sufficiency angle of the idea that you can buy something, you can use it, you can, if you know how to maintain it from the get-go, if you know how to fix it, you can keep it with you for 30, 40 years. That's been overtaken by this idea of inbuilt redundancy and newness and all of that. And
Latest and
exactly,
influence.
Man. And I think like things like this really, they might not solve all the world's problems, but they really sort of drum home the fact that, in a closed system, the idea of infinite consumption, it's just a myth. You can't do it.
Yeah. Well, Jason, thank you. Final thought on final share on the hub and what it means for the community and what the community should do to be part of it.
The community, there's so many people who can help, and I'm sure there's people who maybe don't think they're qualified enough to help, but there's people who are doing literally anything, and I think you can see it here. When someone leaves here and they've just gotten something fixed, the joy is, it's so nice. It literally warms my heart.
And part of it is learning. Part of it's learning. It's knowledge and skill sharing. That sort of stuff. You don't have to know everything. No one can know everything.
Yeah.
But the person sitting next to you might know the thing that you don't.
And then they share a little clue and say, if you see that screw getting loose,
the tips and tricks.
Make sure you just tighten it up, or and then
it sends way beyond like just coming here for 30 minutes to get something fixed. It's definitely, see it happen monthly would be great.
It'll happen, man. Look, it might take me about a month to recover from this one, but yeah, like it'll happen regularly. I have faith in this.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both for telling everyone out there just about how your model. Oh, and look at this as we talk. Here's a air fryer coming in for a repair, and the other one that I want to show you. So put that up on the stand, Kirsty. The other one I've got. Oh, here they are. Look at these. My favourite Nomi stretch pants. See, when you're a garden gnome, you kneel down a lot with children and you're down on their level. So, of course, my knees have worn out. So I'm going to go over to the girls behind the... Actually, come over. Oh, actually, they're both busy. Actually, Gwen and Becca. Beck, quick question. This is way within your remit of service, isn't it? These are my gnome pants, so I kind of, Is that possible? Like some kind of crazy fun patch, colourful, maybe purple, pink. Oh, do you stitch it up or do you put a piece of... Oh, you're going to... Well, I don't know. What's going to be stronger? Maybe a patch over underlocked and...
We don't have fabric.
Oh, there's no fabric. Oh, okay. Oh, a bit of darning. I mean, but is that hard work? I don't want to... Yeah, no, that's... Oh, God. Yeah. No, you're going to be busy for ages. Oh. Well, do you have any other material? I'm wondering what can I use off myself.
Interesting. That's done. So that's
Oh. Is that going to take you too... Is that too hard? Oh, well, what do you reckon? Will I go darned? Be darned if I do and darned if I don't. All right, darn it. Oh, darn it. Okay, it's on the pile. Oh, I choose my colours. Well, I think colours. So I got a red gnome's hat and I got a purple shirt and yellow pants. So what do you reckon? Purple and red. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks, Beck. We'll come back and keep an eye on this. Wow. All right. Shoes. Shoes are a big problem. Have a look at this. Shoes, perfectly good, but they're just coming apart.
Yes. And I'm actually ripping it further, which feels wrong, but I'm going to do it delicately so I can reglue it all.
So you're going to reglue it all?
I am.
Oh, well, here we go. And Charlie, what are you up to now?
This, I was going to say toaster, but they all look the same to me. It's something to fix. Just doesn't turn on, and I've opened up and I've measured with a multimeter and worked out that the elements actually fuse. So gone open circuit. So I was just explaining the element can overheat and can either short circuit or can open circuit, and it's open circuit, so it's not going to. Unfortunately, it's all sealed inside. Inside here, this is the element, the heating element, and because it's all one piece, it's not repairable. Unfortunately, you can't get a replacement element.
Oh, because that's fused to the base,
Yeah,
which the water sits on.
It's all part of the
and
unit,
boils.
So it's just impossible to repair.
Impossible.
Impossible. Yeah.
See, that's. And I mean, that's a design thing.
Could be. Yeah. Potentially, this could be designed so the element could be replaced as a separate piece, but not in this case. It hasn't been designed that way.
Oh, what do you think about that?
I think everything should be designed to be repairable. There's brands of toaster that were around in the 50s, the dual lid ones, I think, and you can still buy parts for those today. And there are examples of that, of different brands and different models of things that have been designed so well that they've become an iconic design in themselves, as a product. And every single part is still available to purchase as a spare part to repair things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gives longevity to these things. It means that you're not completely replacing this whole chunk of metal and plastic, which this can't even really be recycled because it's such a mix of materials. To recycle that, there's more energy going into stripping this into its constituent parts than you can sort of retrieve by recycling it. So it's kind of, yeah. These sorts of things should either be all metal, they should be all metal really, with plastic bits that can be easily removed.
You know what bothers me? You know what bothers me about it? Like the stupidity, like that they have lights and colourful lights and all these stupid things. I don't want to see the thing light up. I'm not interested in a it's not a vivid light show. Boil me some water.
And those extra features themselves
become
make it more complicated, and they may be the thing that triggers the whole thing to fail in the first place. It just complicates things, and again, it just makes it unrecyclable because it is all those extra parts.
And it's gimmicks. Yeah. It's gadgetry. It's just how can we it's a kettle. Let's just remember what it does. It boils water. It sits there. Even all the madness about 1,000,001 colours. I don't know. It doesn't make my water taste any different. And yet, what does it do is it makes our environment an absolute, that's just waste. It's just pure waste waiting to happen.
Exactly.
Well, thanks, Charlie. I'll leave you with the shoes. Well, what do you reckon, Jack? I think we've probably done pretty well. Well, we go and just have a quick chat to John. John, so you're St Kilda?
Yeah, sure.
How long have you been involved?
Oh, golly. We started in 2018.
18?
No, 2017.
17?
End of 2017.
So 4 years.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on how it's going? What are people connecting?
Oh, totally. Well, before COVID.
Yeah. So it was kind of going like that, and then.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I have to say, last month in February was a really encouraging turnout because that felt almost back to normal. We had a really good number of people and a good number of volunteers, and it was a real buzz. So it was quite satisfying. I was really pleased about that. So I think people are gradually feeling a little bit more relaxed about coming back.
What would you say to people listening that are kind of thinking, similar to Jason here, that idea they want to get something like this going? What's the key bit of advice to get the first turn of the wheel?
Find a place that can accommodate it, that will cover your insurance, and then do it. I mean, you can sit around. There was one that I spoke to, and she wanted to ask me how to do it, and I talked to her about it. They've been discussing doing it for 2 years. I said to her, look, just stop talking about it. Do the damn thing. Go ahead and do it. That's it. You just need a place like this with a few tables, some chairs.
It's pretty low-fi. Some
basic.
PowerPoints.
Yeah, you don't need any money. We use Hotline. We get donations, which is great, which covers glue and stuff like that. We had Bendigo Bank gave us give them a free plug because they gave us a grant to buy an electrical pat testing machine. But other than that, people bring their own tools. I bring a selection from home that people can borrow. And you don't need money, you just need time and people who are willing to do it, people who are willing to commit. And it's surprising, people come out of the woodwork who are really just interested in doing this sort of stuff, who enjoy repairing things. And they're not all as old as I am, or they're younger too, believe it or not.
Oh, you are young, you're energized, and that energy comes across in what you share.
Well, you hope, you try. Don't you? I mean, do your tiny bit. I've got no illusions. What we're doing here is a drop in the ocean in terms of the problem. But I think every individual has to do what they can. And, if I can set something like this up and we can run it and it makes some people think twice about throwing things away, fantastic.
And then they influence
of
their
course.
network and away we go.
Little ripples
Yeah.
from a stone in the ocean. That's okay.
Oh,
That's the best we can do.
thanks, John.
You're welcome. Thanks for the question.
That's a pleasure. And as John said, what you need is just some time. You don't need anything much else, just time and a place. And look at what's going on. The air fryer's over here, getting a look in. The glue's going down on the shoe. There's glue on shoe. There's some more shoe repairs going on over here. Oh, look at this. Here we've got a slightly newer piece of technology. So that's one of the frustrating things. It's not just reasonably old stuff, is it?
I don't know if that's frustrating. That's it's quite interesting. I reckon this. So this little gimbal got dropped, and so we're just trying to put it back together. And this time it requires. Before it was all just screwed together. This time it requires a combination of screwing and glue. So we're just waiting for the glue to set. We'll put it back together again, and then see if it works.
Sounds like that hot chocolate song. I'll put you back together again. Good on you, Tom. Wow, we could walk around and around for hours, but I think we'll wrap it up. Now, I could do the Alfred Hitchcock kind of turn the camera around and show you who has tirelessly held a gimbal and crossed it between the stand here and there. Wonderful, Jack. Do you want to do a quick turnaround cameo? There she is. Thank you, Jack. I hope you've enjoyed this broadcast. It's been an absolute treat to share it with you all. Are there any final questions? Maybe we'll put the camera up here and see if there's any final questions, and then I'll wrap it up. Any? To all of the replay viewers, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for joining in, and if you flick through here and there, you'll see the little tours and the updates on how the repairs have been going. It's been a treat, and from here at the hub in Docklands, I'm going to sign off. Ciao for now.